Every college student has faced this moment. The alarm goes off, class starts soon, and you have to decide whether to go or skip. But is skipping class just a normal student habit, or does it connect to grades and academic performance?
Our project looks at why UCSD students skip class and whether skipping more often is related to GPA. We looked at class factors such as class time, difficulty and engagement, and student life factors such as sleep, time of day, year in school, major, and course load. Our goal is to find patterns, not prove direct cause and effect.
We used 2 datasets for our project. First, we collected our own Google Forms survey from 58 UCSD students. Second, we used a larger Kaggle dataset with 5,000 student records. We analyzed the 2 datasets separately because the Kaggle dataset was not UCSD specific and measured attendance, not class skipping frequency.
Our survey showed that students skipped class for many different reasons. Some students said they were too tired, some were studying for another class, and others mentioned class timing, boring lectures, recorded lectures, or commuting problems. So skipping class is not always just laziness. It can be connected to a student's schedule, workload, and how engaging the class feels. The most common reasons given for skipping classes in our survey ended up being tiredness, early class times, or studying for another class.
In our survey, juniors appear to report skipping classes more often than other year levels. This could be because juniors often have more major-specific classes, heavier workloads, jobs, internships, or other responsibilities. However, this only shows a pattern, not a proven cause.
We took note of how many classes each respondent had and compared class attendance to those numbers. In our results, we found that a vast majority of respondents have 4 to 5 plus classes, and that the more classes they have, the more classes they may skip.
Our data shows that students skip morning classes the most in our survey. Morning had a much higher count than afternoon or evening classes. This may be related to students being tired, commuting, working, or managing busy schedules.
Sleep is very important for students to feel refreshed and ready to attend class, so it made sense for us to add this factor to our survey. In our trend line, we noticed that the less sleep a student gets, the more likely they may skip class. That trend holds until students get over 6.5 hours of sleep, which is when attendance seems to become more randomized.
Next, we looked at the relationship between overall class skipping and self-reported GPA. In our data, higher GPAs seem to be held by students who don't skip any classes. However, the differences are not shown to be significant, which may be due to the small survey sample size.
Moving on to our dataset from Kaggle, where we examine the relationships that attendance, study hours, and sleep hours have on academic performance. The data shows that attendance has a positive relationship with final GPA. This does not mean attendance automatically causes better grades, but students with higher attendance generally seemed more likely to have stronger academic performance.
When we compared study hours and sleep hours to the cumulative GPA, study hours showed a clearer positive trend. Sleep is still important, but in this dataset, sleep hours by themselves did not show a strong connection to GPA.
Our project had a few limitations. Our UCSD survey had a small number of responses and was a convenience sample, so it does not represent all UCSD students. Another limitation is that the survey relied on self-reported answers, so students' responses can be biased.
This project matters because skipping class is more complex than just students being lazy. Attendance can be connected to workload, sleep, class timing, commute, and outside responsibilities. Since skipping frequency may also relate to GPA, understanding these patterns can help students and instructors think about better ways to support learning. Our main takeaway is that attendance matters, but the reasons behind skipping class matter too.